to share it again or no?
Sir?
Want me to share it again?
Please.
Batter forward or stand forward?
Either way.
Ready, Coach?
We ready?
Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Just wrapped up player interviews here at First Baptist Christian School here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Coach, seems like you got a group that's fired up for a season that's right around the corner. Your initial thoughts of how the players representing your program is now?
I thought they did a great job. That's a group of seniors and captains that have invested a lot into the program. You know, this is just our third year, but they got some skin in the game, and they're excited, and they work hard. And we're ready to see what the season has for us.
Coach, you finish up football, you go and you got kids going different directions. This is a school that you're going to see everybody play something and more. So when you finally get the football team back, Coach, I don't know when it was, but when you finally get them back, what were some things that you said, all right, we got to get to work on?
Well, we want to really develop our passing game, and we spent a lot of time doing 7-on-7 this summer. We've been over to LCA, been out at St. Ed's. Really good competition, and you know, working both sides of the football.
Yeah.
Being able to defend the pass and be able to throw the ball around a little bit. We run the ball pretty well, but we got to get better in other phases of the game.
And Coach, it seems like there's growing interest in football here at First Baptist. We got here 3 years ago, you had 10.
Yep.
You go into this year, your biggest numbers to date. How proud are you of this program and where it's come and where it's going?
Yeah, we're really excited that, you know, we have almost 20 kids out for football now. We have a good feeder program with our younger group of kids, and you know, we're just excited to see this thing explode. You know, when I first got here, we had about 40 in the high school. We're pushing close to 70 now.
Yeah.
So, you know, and we're growing in all sports. So, and we're doing cheerleading for the first time this year. We're probably going to have 24 cheerleaders on the sideline.
Good.
So,
Speaking of cheerleaders, Coach, Cheer just went to cheer camp.
yes.
Talk to me about what it took to get that program started and what should we expect from that group. 24, that's going to be a big sideline.
Absolutely. Miss Amber, one of our teachers, Miss Essler, another one of our teachers, kind of spearheaded that. You know, I'm a football coach. I'm not much into cheerleading.
Yeah.
But, you know, they were able to get some girls together that have dedicated themselves to the fall. They're going to do football, and they're going to cheer for basketball. And we also working on a pep squad. That's probably going to be, you know, 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. That's probably another 24 kids. So we're growing.
70 in school, 24 of them says we're going to cheer on a Friday night. That's pretty darn good.
Exactly.
Coach, what year would it be as a coach, and how are you feeling headed into year 3 as head football coach here?
Well, I'm excited. You're always excited to see how the team has developed over the year. You know, last year we didn't have any seniors. That class just didn't have any football guys. And this year we have 4 seniors, and they're all starters. They're going to contribute a lot on game nights. We have a great group of underclassmen, and they've worked really hard. You know, when you work hard over the summer, you want to put that to the test early, and we'll see game 1.
And year what for you as a coach?
Oh, overall coaching?
Yes.
Year 35.
Congratulations, my friend.
Man. Yes, sir.
Congratulations. Also would like to say congratulations to your son that they're fixing to have their newborn.
Absolutely, yeah. Chop and Reagan are at the hospital right now. Baby Cruz
Okay.
is on the way. When I leave here, I'll probably go see him in the nursery. So we're excited about that. I don't know, between the two boys, they've had 3 boys already, so I guess we're
He's building the offensive line.
offensive line. Yes, sir.
So congratulations, Chop. I know it's going to be, how you say that, great for the family to keep on, I don't know how I want to say this, with football season right around the corner, you know how teams build momentum, well, that's a
Right.
good momentum builder for him.
Oh, 100%. And he'll be, they named him the head coach over there, and so he'll have the whole season to put his stamp on that program, and I'm very excited for him.
Very happy for him. Absolutely. What are your goals for this program over the next few seasons?
Well, of course, you want to develop a championship program, and you want to develop that in your day-to-day routine. Teams that go out and win championships, they just don't haphazardly do that. They're champions in the weight room, they're champions in the classroom, they're champions in everything that they do. So we've worked on those things over the summer to really solidify where we are. Of course, we want to be a playoff team.
Yeah.
We want to see what we can do in the playoffs. But those championships come when you practice and play and do everything like a champion.
Where will home games be played this year, and could we see a future stadium in the making?
So we're going to play at the Broussard Complex, Greenfield 6. It just works out for us a little bit better this year to go out there, a little more economical. But we're hoping that there's a field at Moore Park. There's a little baseball field next to where LCA plays. There's a little open area, and then there's an 80-yard football field. And we're hoping that we're able to at least get out there, lease it. We have some parents, some companies that want to do some work out there, and that could be the future home of the Eagles.
Okay.
Not too far down the road, so not bad.
Your takeaways from the spring game. Let's go back to spring. Your takeaways from that game.
So the kids or the parents or anybody watching will say, hey, coach, put up a lot of points, and you played really good defense. I was really happy that there was no pre-snap penalties. Mm-hmm. I don't care what kind of play caller you are. When it's 1st and 15, 1st and 20, you're lying if you say you have a good play for that. We really protected the quarterback really well. We didn't shoot ourselves in the foot with turnovers. So all those little things turned out to make the score what we wanted it to be.
Your excitement level, knowing that we worked something out where UTL could stream a game this year.
Man, I'm so excited. We're going to go to Lake Charles and play Southwest at Westlake High School. Mm-hmm. And that'll be a Thursday night. You guys are going to stream it. And big stadium. The boys, we played there last year. The boys love the stadium. It's going to be a great atmosphere. They're going to be pretty good. They were a playoff team this year. And, we're hoping to really challenge. In both games we played last year with them were really close. So, we're excited.
We want all the family and friends and fans to make the trip to Lake Charles to come support the boys. But if they cannot because they're working or something happens where they're not able to, they do have an option.
Right. And a Thursday night option.
A Thursday night option.
So
there we go. So thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, no, thank you.
Let's get into it. What challenges do you face competing in 8-man football that people may not understand completely?
Depth for everybody is always an issue. And, I'm an old school guy, so you put your best 8 on defense, Next guy's your quarterback, good running back. Well, you know, at our level, 8-man football, you have to play, you know, it's Iron Man football basically.
Yeah.
You know, and so, you know, conditioning, speed and conditioning, strengthening, you know, in the off season, doing things to avoid injuries, dieting, all those things are huge. You know, not saying that a program that has 80 kids doesn't have to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But, you know, when they roll out a second or third string, you know, they have options. And we really don't.
Give me caught up on maybe some rules that apply in 8-man football. We already talked earlier, I can have a 0 playing left tackle, I can have a 77 catching a football.
Right.
What are some more rules that people really don't understand that applies?
So the main thing is number of men on line of scrimmage. So in 11-man football, you have to have 7.
Okay.
7 on the line, 4 in the backfield. So in 8-man, you have to have at least 4 on the line. Some people that run the football, you know, they'll run the veer, they might put 5 on the line or even 6. But you have to have 4 on the line and 4 in the backfield. And most people don't, because of the nature of the game, that kind of limits kicking field goals and extra points because you don't have extra kids to block.
Okay. And what about, is everything in play? We play 4 downs, we play 12-minute quarters.
Our league plays 10-minute quarters,
Okay.
but everything else is in play.
What about structure fields? We're playing 100?
100-yard field, yeah. So, you know, if you have, and that's why speed has been something that we've really focused on. You know, you get the ball on the left hash and you run toss sweep. They don't have those 2 extra defenders out there.
Right.
So a kid with a lot of speed can really turn the game around.
What about score a touchdown? We still have an option to kick the extra point or go for 2? That's all in
Yeah,
play?
you have that option. Most people go for 2.
Okay.
And we generally go for 2. So, you know, we spend a part of our practice every day being on offense, going for 2, and defending.
Yeah.
So, and it makes it a little more interesting.
Everything's in play penalty-wise, 15, 10.
Oh, yes, sir.
So when I get there on a Thursday, I'm a little familiar with it now.
Exactly.
Okay, anything else?
Except you'll see 0 in left tackle.
Yeah, there you go.
And if there's nobody covering him up, he'll be eligible.
Okay. So
We will not throw it to him.
it's not going to be, I'm going to call down to the sideline. Coach, what was that?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
9 games. What qualifies to get into the playoffs?
So in our league, lots of teams, but in our league, only top 4 make it.
How many teams are in your league?
So there's 10 teams, so only top 4.
Wow.
So, you know,
But you're not playing all 10.
No, semifinals and finals, and this is spread out all over the state. So, you know, they try and help us with travel. You'll generally play the local teams twice if you have to.
Yeah.
So,
So we get top 4 in, and it will be a semifinal format. Okay. That will be hosted at a home site or is it a neutral site?
top seed.
Okay. And what about championship-wise?
Championship will be in Alexandria. Normally they play at Tioga.
Gotcha. Okay. Just learn a little bit about this
There you go.
format. Let's see. How do you measure growth beyond the scoreboard?
Well, first thing, that's real easy. And I'm not talking about physical growth, but you could see in the weight room or in PE, kids that have grown and matured understand at a small school, just because you're a senior, you might need those freshmen.
Yeah.
You're going to need those freshmen to play for you. And so that growth there and the maturity of the kids, understanding that it's their place, you can't lead from behind. You got to lead from the front. And you got to pull those young kids along, even if they're not ready. And the other thing that we mark growth in is winning and losing, and how you handle that. When we won our first game last year, the first thing they did was went across, shook hands with the other guys, and it was very complimentary, and they showed some emotion, of course, after all that. But you have to figure out how to handle winning and losing. And that's something you have to do as a man, not just as a football player.
Summer's about to wrap up. First game is the first week of August. When we get into that first week, you look back at this summer, how will you determine if this group won the summer?
We'll know at halftime.
Okay.
We'll know, how many people are leaning over, hanging their head, how many people are upright, encouraging, how many people are exhausted. The summers don't lie, especially here in Louisiana. Every football team, and I'll tell you, this will be how we know, because coming out of the halftime, when we get the football, we're going to go no huddle and we're going to run the football.
Okay.
And so we'll determine how hard we work and how hard the other team works.
There you go. With players going both ways, how do you manage communication during games as a coaching staff with your players?
So Gavin, I think, mentioned his favorite play being screech.
Okay.
So we have a lot of packages that are just one word: offense, defense, and special teams. So when the particular coach says that one word, that code word, if you will, that we know what package has to be on the field. Mm-hmm. And so that helps. And the guys understand that, running back has an 80-yard touchdown run, the backup's going to live for the 2-point conversion. So we've kind of practiced those things, knowing, hey, everybody on the sideline is going to be ready to go. If you got an 80-man roster, that 4-string running back, he's probably not ready to go every play. But our guys know that, I'm next up at a number of positions.
Okay. What's your defensive philosophy when you have so much open field to cover?
We got to contain them. We got to build a wall. We got to build a wall on the outside and contain them and funnel them back into our best players. So, at this level, if you were to play in 4A or 5A football and people are throwing the ball every down, a cornerback is just covering. He's a lockdown corner.
Right.
Our corner has to be able to come up and force the run, make a tackle, turn it back inside. Because there might be times there's no receiver out there.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, how about we go to the other side of the football and we flip the question. How do you approach spacing and tempo on offense in 8-man football?
So, naturally, just the way I'm built, I would be at the line snapping a play every 10 seconds.
Okay.
Not conducive to our guys every series. I think we can do it once in a while, and we will do it once in a while. But, we need to take that time in the huddle, understand what we're doing, catch our breath, be effective at the line.
Yeah.
And
no pre-snap penalties.
No, and no pre-snap penalties. And when you're tired, that's when those things creep in.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Biggest strategic difference between 11 and 8?
Everybody on side kicks. Every time.
Okay.
And so, and I'll give you an example. So, last year, John Paul the Great had about a 9 or 10 play drive, scored on the opening kickoff. Went for 2, got it. Onside kick, got it.
9 or 10 plays later.
So, end of the first quarter, it's 14-16 nothing, and we haven't touched the ball yet. So, that's demoralizing. And they're very good at what they do. So everybody onside kicks, everybody has a strategic plan for that. You know,
And get ready for some 2-point conversion.
Exactly. If you're a kicker, 8-man's not your game, probably.
You have turned into an offensive line.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Coach, how do you manage players' reps to avoid fatigue and injury?
So our goal, of course your goal is to have your kids prepped and ready.
Correct.
So, most of our practice time, so if we're going to play a 6 or 7 o'clock game, we try and practice during those times to make the elements real. But, I tell the kids, and we stress to them, if you're tired, it's better for you to say, hey, coach, I need 2 plays off. We'll put the backup in instead of you trying to play through it and making a huge mistake. That's where you get hurt.
Yeah.
That's where you commit penalties. That's where you miss an assignment. So it's much better to put a younger kid in, let him get a couple reps, you get rested, and then get back in the game.
There you go. What do you emphasize most during weekly preparation?
Ball security and just we do fundamentals every day.
Okay.
So we tackle every day. We work on tackling, head placement. I think that's important. Tackling the right way. We also practice just the simple things of getting up to the line, lining up correctly. We've already talked about pre-snap penalties, but those little things over the course of a game really matter. Yeah. And then not compounding a mistake upon a mistake. Exactly. We come up to the line and we fumble a snap, and now it's 2nd and 10. All right, we don't need to panic. Let's run something that we're good at. Make it manageable.
Coach, do you prefer run heavy or spread pass approach, and why?
Well, I was at Westminster with Coach Badon for a long time, and we ran the veer, and we had seasons where we had 3,000 yards of rushing with the veer, and I love running the football, but with the core group of kids we have, we're going to have to be a little bit more balanced and throw the football. We've got 2 really good-looking wide receivers that can catch the pass, catch the ball out in open space, and really do some damage. So every coach, I think, would like to be 50-50.
Yeah.
And if they say that, but we all know that we end up doing what we're comfortable with. So when you come out there week 4, I'll let you know if we're balanced.
Why you let me say week 2 the whole show?
That's all right. Well, we start so early, it gets confusing. So
You have to tell the boys it's not week 2.
yeah, it's all good.
It's week 4.
There you go.
How often do you use motion, and what does it help you diagnose?
Yeah, so definitely for us, you'll see NFL quarterbacks, and they'll put a running back out a wide receiver and bring him back in. They can tell them zone or man or what the scheme is and everything. But for us, it's huge just bringing the wide receiver in a little bit. But this year, we're going to motion every play.
Okay.
Most people with wide receivers, they're going to play man on the corners. Free safety's got the tight end over the top. But we try and find that bubble at the line where we can run football. And so motion or overload the side, that's really huge, and a lot of people do.
Okay. What habits or routines have helped your program find the success that you've had here in 3 years?
So you know I'm a basketball guy.
Correct.
And I can't remember how long ago, but Baylor beat Gonzaga in the national championship basketball. And it was obvious Baylor knew where the weight room was.
Okay.
I mean, they looked like it. And so having the kids, boys and girls, our girls volleyball team, our girls cross country team, everybody buying into the weight room, man, that's huge.
How do you get your players to buy in and believe they can win?
So when we talk about success, you know, we understand that it's a process. And you know, I had an old coach one time tell me, he said, you know, work comes before success every time except for in the dictionary. You know, you have to work at it. And the kids that have seen themselves develop, you know, we have a pretty good basketball team here. We run, I'll give you a good example. We don't have a track. We go and practice at Northside sometimes or different things, but really this past spring, we did all of our running in here. And the first time the kids got on the track for the 4x2 was at state. And we took third place. So when they start seeing, hey, what we're doing is working. You know, I talk to them all the time. I said, man, you can pay for a trainer. He's going to do the same drills I do. And I'm going to do it for free. You know, so they're seeing what we're doing here. You know, they're seeing how the weight room has grown. They're seeing all the equipment that we're bringing in, and they're starting to really believe. And the young kids are seeing success. So
There you go.
yes, sir.
Win or lose, what's something you're always going to tell your kids afterwards?
Respect the game, no matter what game it is. And when I say respect the game, that means you got to play it right. You got to treat the officials right. You got to treat the other team right. When your mom comes up to you after the game and says, "Hey, baby, you played really hard," you got to understand that mama's view of playing hard and winning might be different than yours. And you got to love mom. You got to love your family, and that respect is enough that I'm going to get back in the weight room and get better for the next week.
Biggest thing you emphasize during summer workouts?
Speed. Speed.
How do you keep faith at the center when wins and losses can become the main focus?
So I'm old. I don't know if you remember Steve McDaniel, quarterback for Tennessee. I do believe that, and you can check me. But I think he didn't win a high school game.
Okay.
And I think when he went to college, I think he went to Alcorn. And I think they lost a lot of games there. But that didn't affect him. He went to Tennessee, took those Cats to the Super Bowl.
Correct.
So you have to realize, you know, one football game on a Thursday night is just a microcosm of your lifetime. And if that is going to determine how you live your life, man, what a waste. I mean, you know, I don't like baseball, but I respect baseball for the fact that if you're good just 1/3 of the time, you're an all-star. Yeah. You know? And so I think God calls us all to work hard and do our very best and let the scoreboard take care of itself.
What do you hope your players learn about life through the lens of football and faith?
Life's tough. Life is very hard, and you can't do it by yourself. You have to surround yourself with a group of people, a family that is there for you and pulling for you. Gonna lift you up.
How do you incorporate faith-based values into your program's culture?
Well, I mean, that's pretty simple. I mean, you know, you know, we realize every day that God created us for a special purpose. Maybe play football, or maybe use that football as a tool to learn how to be strong, be in charge, be a great leader. You know, our girls playing volleyball, or girls playing cross country, or whatever program we have, you know, that this is just a tool that you're going to put in your toolbox. And when you go out in the real world, you're going to be able to defend your faith, defend yourself, and be productive.
What's something you know now that you wish you knew when you started this program?
So when I first came here, there was 6 or 7 guys, and you know they lied to me. They said they had played football before.
Okay.
Lied. And it showed that first season. I wish I'd have known that, and we'd still play football, you know. But that first game would have been so disheartening for me, you know.
Okay.
And when I say they lied, I'm not mad at them or anything. They wanted to play football. They wanted to get out there. They wanted to have a team, and I love them for that. But need to run.
Somebody had to lay the
Absolutely.
footing.
That somebody had to be the foundation, and you know, in 6 or 7 years when we're competing in LHSA and we're playing for championships, it'll be because of this group that's here right now.
What role have your upper class or returning starters played in setting the tone for the season?
First ones in the weight room, first ones at practice. They grab all, you know, some places they'll just say, hey, freshmen get the water bottles or get the equipment. The seniors and the captains are the ones that do that. They lead by example. And so, you know, it's easy to follow them when they're doing that.
What's the most powerful faith moment you've experienced as a coach in your 35 years?
So when I was at Westminster, I had a mom and dad who had a special needs child.
Okay.
And they were like, hey, I'm not sure whether he can play basketball or not. And I was like, let him play. God created, he wants to play. Let him play. And he plays freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year. Now what you think I'm about to say, everybody get fired up about, and this was the moment, but it wasn't. We're playing in Catholic Point to be in the playoffs. Somebody gets hurt. He goes in, shoots a free throw, kind of put the game away for us, you know. And he makes that free throw. Fans go crazy. I got a picture of it in the office. And you know, for him to do that, that was awesome. And everybody thinks, oh, that's the moment. Not the moment. The next day in practice, I'm yelling at this freshman kid because he's doing it wrong. Another kid. And Matt has autism. Matt comes over to the kid and says, look, I've been in your place. Walk with me. And he took the kid outside the gym and went and got some water. And that was just a cool leadership there that he was able to do that. And that's my greatest moment in high school sports. I mean, I coach all my kids. Great moment. But for him to do that, that's eternal.
Yeah.
That's not just a championship.
You got a athletics kickoff dinner coming up. You would like to talk about it?
Oh, absolutely. Friday, August 1st, we're going to have a kickoff dinner across the street at the Fellowship Hall. Jambalaya, $10 a plate. We're inviting everybody in the community out. Byron Starks will be our speaker. Reach out to Byron and with the loss of his son over the last week. Fabulous man, fabulous family. But we're still kind of moving forward with that. We're going to see what happens there. But we have a silent auction. Got about 35 items. We got some Saints tickets. We got jewelry. We got knives. We got all kinds of stuff. At different levels, you know. So it's going to be a great night. Shirt and tie for me. I'm excited. I don't do that very often.
Okay.
So it'll be a good fundraiser for us and something that we'll be able to build upon and have year after year.
Good. That'll be a great afternoon then.
Absolutely.
Also, you got a media day coming up. Talk to me about that.
We changed photographers, and we are using Brandon. He's going to come over here. He does a lot of the schools in the area. Mm-hmm. He's going to do our media day. So we're going to do football, volleyball, boys and girls volleyball, and cheerleading. So he's going to take the pictures and everything's going to be online. And, we have a couple people coming in and do interviews. There's a couple online resources that follow our league. They're going to do some interviews. And that'll eventually be a big day. You know, we're just getting it started, but that'll eventually be a big day for us down the road.
Continue to grow.
Absolutely. Baby steps.
Coach, you once said this.
Oh boy.
You said standards versus rules. What's that mean?
Yeah. I got that from Mike Krzyzewski. Not that I know him, I watched it. And when he coached the Olympic team, he knew he just couldn't have rules for those guys. You know, those are multimillionaires. He came up with the idea of standards. And a kid will break a rule and then you gotta punish him. I'll break a rule while doing whatever. And there has to be some kind of punishment. I let the captains and that senior group develop a set of standards that we live by. And really it's something everybody can apply to their life. You know, be on time, be ready, be willing. You know, those little things that you can measure, and that kids, you know, you'll rise up to a standard. And that's what we want to do here.
Tell me what it meant to you personally when you seen one of your players receive a college prospect letter.
Oh man, you're so excited. Kids don't realize this, and I think I can speak for every coach in the world. When a kid gets a prospect letter or gets a visit or gets a chance to go play college sports, it's kind of like you're going with them. You know, you've been with that kid for 4 years, you've helped develop them, you've taken them on bus rides, bought them meals and everything. And so when they go off, it's kind of like a part of you goes with them. And, you know, nobody roots for those kids more than that coach. Yeah. And so, you know, we've had a couple all-state kids around here. We've had a couple kids get prospect letters, and you're so excited for them because you know the work that they put in.
How rewarding is it when you see it click for a player on a Thursday night?
Oh yeah. And I'll give you a great example of that. Our quarterback, you know, we try and roll him out. He's not very tall. And when he would roll out, he was going to force that ball into a tight zone. You know, so by double covered, and I said, hey, you know, be that guy when you roll out, if it's not open, take off running. And, you know, towards the end of the season, a lot of big 3rd and 10s, 3rd and 15s, he was able to pick up with his legs. So I'm excited about that for him just to see that.
Do you believe your players understand the why behind the X's and O's now?
I hope so. I mean, we try and grind it out on offense. That way, our defense could be on the sideline or at least be resting a little bit and control the football.
When you're at practice, are you more of a high intensity reps type of coach or longer teaching periods?
Oh, high intensity. You know, we're only on the practice field for about an hour and 30 minutes. Studies have shown, you know, when I was in school, man, we did those 3-hour practices. And you do the bell curve and you get up to the top, and right when you max out, you probably need to be walking off the field. Because when you get on that backside of that, when you start getting sloppy, pick up bad habits, people get hurt, and coaches get mad. And so I try and stay in happy zone. So hour 25, hour 30 minutes.
How do you celebrate small wins to keep morale and focus high?
So there's a difference there. I really don't congratulate or give kids a lot of praise for doing stuff they're supposed to do. Hey, you showed up today. Hey, you got your cleats. Hey, you did this. No praise, nothing there. That's what you're supposed to do. As a man, that's what you're supposed to do. But when a kid is struggling with a block or catching a pass or doing a certain drill and they really get it, man, that should be celebrated. And then they see, now I want to be more consistent with it.
This year's seniors, 4 of them, experience coming back for this football team. What does that mean?
Oh, it means the world. You know, the first year we had 2 seniors that never played football.
Yeah.
Last year we had no seniors. So this year we got 4 kids, you know, 3 offensive linemen and a wide receiver. You know, they've been in the back. They've been in the weight room. They play multiple sports. You know, they're going to do a great job of leading.
Is the goal to eventually be an 11-man football program?
Absolutely. Our goal is to join LHSA. Now, when we get there, I don't know.
Yeah.
But our goal is to get there, play 11-man football, be consistent with our enrollment. You know, we have a brand new building that the high school students will move into in January. So, you know, we're doing everything here. And I think one of the best things, before I got here, the classes were about 20, 21, and in 8th grade, half of them would leave, half of them would stay,
Yeah.
or a little bit more. Well, this year's freshman class, we have 30. So that's exciting.
Take me back to when it all started. Is that football still in the coach's office, the very first touchdown? You still got the ball?
It's in the pastor's office.
Okay. Talk to me about that moment and how I know you'll never forget it.
Oh, absolutely. Quarterback threw the ball to number 77. And, you know, that was, I'm not sure anybody ever thought we would get the end zone. You know, we struggled that first year. But, yeah, that was a very exciting moment. Yeah.
Still got the video, though.
Oh, absolutely. That's on Huddle, and that'll be on Huddle forever.
There it is. First win as a program a year ago. It just feel like a weight off your back, weight off the school. I mean, the kids' faces that night.
Absolutely. The kids were so excited. And, you know, you tell them stuff. So one of our things that we talk around here is taking a knee at the end of the ball. You know, when you're in victory formation, that's the very best play.
Yeah.
You know, there's no better play in football than victory. And so, you know, we're up by 3 or 4 touchdowns at the end of that, towards the end of that game. And the kid's like, are we doing that victory thing he keeps talking about? I said, yeah, we are. And when you take that knee, you know, absolutely.
More memories to be made in year 3.
Oh, of course.
What about the growth of Eagle Athletics journey?
Oh, absolutely. So, and God has blessed us as a school is a combined effort from the pastor, the associate pastor in the church, from principal to the teachers, on the football side, somebody I coached, Coach Foster, Landon has done a great job with strength and conditioning. He coaches them in track. We have a new volleyball coach, Mackenzie Arton. She came over from St. Jen, and St. Jen, and she's taken over our volleyball program. We are currently looking for a baseball coach. Hey, how are you?
Can we talk about it?
We'll talk about that off camera. How about that?
That's a trip to Lafayette every day.
Yes, sir.
If it's worth it.
Yes, sir. So, as we bring more coaches in, I'm stepping away from boys basketball. Coach Cole Meir, this will be his second year here at the school. He's taken over the boys basketball program. So when you start bringing in people that are great coaches, then your program's going to take off.
There you go. Most rewarding part of coaching high school football.
When, and any sport really.
Yep.
And I think most coaches will say this, I'll get that phone call, hey coach, just wanted to touch base with you. Hey coach, I'm getting married. Hey coach, I just graduated law school. Or you see them at the mall and they come up and give you a hug.
Yeah.
That's the most, because you've made the impact on their life.
Absolutely. When we talk about this, how do you want your players to know that you want to see them as people, not just athletes?
That's a good question, Samantha. Very good. We spend a lot more time, at least I do. So I'm the dean of students here at First Baptist, so I take care of discipline from K-3 to 12. But there's a lot of times I just bring kids into the office and they're like, hey, what did I do wrong? I was like, nothing. Just want to talk to you, see how you're doing. How's your mom? How's your dad? How's your little brother? When they know you care about it, that's the bad thing about professional sports. And it has to be that way. They're a paid athlete. So if they don't perform well, then you get rid of them. Well, us at the high school level, we have a great way of reaching kids and letting them know how much they're loved, how special they are. Hey, you fumble the football going into the end zone, I'm going to be mad right then because you didn't high point the ball. I'm still going to love you.
Yeah.
I'm still going to care about you. If you got a flat tire on a Thursday night, I'm still going to go out and fix it. And that's every coach.
Any new upgrades that we should expect? Kids talked about jerseys, talked about going to a new field this year. Anything else really upgrades wise? I mean, right here we got the floors.
Yeah, so we redid a floor again this year. We're putting up new basketball goals in the gym. We're going to move some things around. But, people have really helped us out with the weight room. So now, when I'm in here, like 6th or 7th hour, I'll probably have 60 kids. So we have 3 nice workout stations so the girls can get work in, the boys, football guys will go in the weight room, middle school kids go to the corner. And so, speed and strength and speed has been one of the things we've been emphasizing. And I think we're only going to get better at that.
Talk about your quarterback. You talked about rolling out earlier and how it finally clicked. But what have you seen from him at that position since his time has taken over and then going into this year?
Absolutely. He has developed into the type of kid that, so you got to know him a little bit. He's a point guard, shooting guard on the basketball team. He's pitcher on the baseball team. You know, he does relays, so he's in the midst of a lot of stuff we do here.
Yeah.
He is starting to, I could say this to say football. A couple times last year in basketball, I would call a play, and he'd kind of wave me off and say, no, I got you. And he'd run something that he saw was going to work. Some people might get mad about that.
Yeah.
But he's starting to develop, you know, where he could see things and he could call things. I called and then you go back to football, I called a 2-point play in the spring game and he changed it. And everybody thought, oh, coach could be mad. No. If you could get us to a point of something that works better, I'm not on the field. And so he's really developed in that. I'm really excited. I think we can cut him loose this year. Been trying to protect him a little bit, but I think I'm going to be able to cut him loose and let him throw the football a lot.
Your running back. Your running back group.
Yeah.
I met one here this evening. Good-looking kid.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's going to do tremendous work this year. Is he the only guy? Do we have a plethora of guys that could tote the rock this year? What do we need to know about that?
So when we went to spring,
Okay.
we were trying to find a second running back and a second linebacker. The kid that we thought was going to be the second linebacker broke his leg.
Wow.
So we're still looking. Running back, I think it's going to be by committee. Okay.
So he ain't gonna be no workload
No.
type of guy. Okay.
No, but the great thing about Benjamin is, so in 9 games he rushed for 864 yards, 8 touchdowns. But in special teams, he took 2 back to the house, had about 300 yards. And then out of the backfield, he probably caught 10 to 12 passes for another 150. So instead of that, you know, in between the tackles, just him pounding the ball, you're going to see him in different places.
Dynamic player.
Absolutely.
Okay. The receiver room, a lot of 7-on-7 battles this summer where they were tested against some good secondaries out there.
Absolutely.
What did you see from them? Was it they became better route runners? Better with catches? Was it better on learning plays? What was the 7-on-7 importance this summer?
They competed.
Getting out and competing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Instead of, wow, that's LCA, or wow, that's Northside, or St. Martinville. You know, man, that's Como. No, that's just some dude. And I'm going to go run my best route against him, and I'm going to do my best. So we compete. And you know, when you compete every down, every play, then you're going to get better.
I asked the guys earlier about defense. I said the linebacker, you said the linebacker, but when we talk about the defense, and you got all that experience back, they've been through the storm, they've taken their lumps, they've had all of the adversity. This looks like a group right here that can really do some damage this year. What would you say about your defense?
Well, I'm excited that they've really bought into what we're doing. You know, I think the hardest position to play defensively is defensive end. You got to set the perimeter, squeeze down, can't let anybody run inside, and you certainly can't let anybody get inside. Well, in 8-man football, there's just less people and more
Somebody
space.
gets outside of you, they go.
That's a touchdown. So our 2 guys that play defensive, that are going to play defensive end for us, Nate and Seth, they have grown and grown and grown and grown and understand, hey, if I squeeze down, keep my outside arm free, and keep everybody inside, I might only have 3 tackles and maybe a sack.
Do your job.
But I'm going to do my job. And we're going to be very successful. You know? And so when everybody agrees to that, you know, teams are hard to beat.
Emotions of seeing your son named head football coach down the road.
Oh, it's so exciting. I mean, he's been doing that since he was, you know, I mean, when I was in the box at Westminster, you know, he was on the sideline trying to tell Coach Badon what plays to run, you know, so I mean, he's groomed himself, and I think the thing that I'm so proud of is that he's willing to ask questions. He just doesn't know it all. Lots of young coaches today are experts in things they know nothing about, and he knows what he doesn't know, and he asks questions. That's impressive to me. You know, there's old coaches that won't ask questions, won't try to get better.
He's going to do a great job over there.
I think so. I really do.
We're going to make a run for the title.
Absolutely.
Who's your mentor in this coaching role?
Ooh. Two guys that I really looked up to, I still do. One passed away last week. Charlie Maffus, great track coach. And I just love being around Charlie and listening to him, you know, talk when he coached at Eunice. And, you know, he coached with us at Westminster in track. Just the things the little insights that he did. And then John Bice. John Bice was a long-time coach at Westminster. He helped start the program over here before I got here. Just quality men that have lived life.
Coach, what is your why?
I do this every morning because this is what God has called me to do. You know, God has called me here to First Baptist. I think this is going to be my final resting place. I don't know how much longer I have coaching wise, but right now my why is I'm going to make this place with the help of other people and God and that, but we're going to make this place, you know, a place that people will go, ooh. Because if all the people watching and you a couple years ago and lots of people around, man, First Baptist place for football. Man, First Baptist has a high school. People don't know.
Right.
And so the more people that know, the more people that learn, the more people that want to come here.
What's your message to the alumni community as we get ready to kick off another football season?
Man, we can't wait to see you. Come back to all the volleyball games, all the home games. You know, we only had a high school for about 7 years, so that's probably less than 100 alumni. But we'd love for you to come back and intermingle, come back, and not ask you to spend money, just come back and be a part of what we're doing.
What are you most excited for this year? What are you most proud of from this year's group for football?
I'm proud of how hard everybody's worked over the summer, and I know that's going to pay off for us. You know, they showed up at Moore Park at 7 in the morning and did a lot of strength and conditioning and running. So the boys who did that's really going to pay off. And people don't realize, you know, because we play boys volleyball. So you got kids like Jackson Ortego or Carson Broussard that they'll go to a 7 o'clock strength and conditioning run. They'll be here for volleyball at 9 a.m. and then they'll hit the weight room. Or if they're a track guy and they do field events, they'll be doing their field events before they do it. So from 7 to about 2, they're going to put in 3 sports worth of work.
Yeah.
So that's got to pay off, I would think.
Close us out today with the quote of the day.
Fueled by faith. That's what the boys said. Faith in each other, faith in the team, faith in the coaches, and most importantly, faith in God.
Come fly. That's right.
Come fly with us.
Final words as we get on out of here, Coach.
I'm going to the hospital in a few minutes to see Baby Cruz.
Yes.
And
Send my love.
absolutely. And we cannot wait till football season starts. Can't wait to see you.
You'll see me in Westlake
Yes,
on
sir.
a Thursday night,
Thursday night.
trying to keep up with the speed of the game.
Yes, sir.
I hope y'all both score 50 that night.
Ooh, no.
Make my first
I
experience.
hope we score 52.
Make my first experience something to remember.
There you go.
Coach, thank you for the opportunity. Y'all keep getting after it. First Baptist Christian School is definitely on the map, and it's only rising.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Shout out. Coach Chop.
Good shot.
We're coming to the hospital.